All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2021 Alumni Panel as it's hosted by Prairie View Chapter of NABJ. My name is Worthington Moore, and I serve as the NABJ president for the 2021-2022 year. And today I'm joined by several lovely guests who are NABJ um, alumni of Prairie View and have a lot to say and have various fields of communication that they go into, and I will just start by allowing themselves to introduce themselves. So everyone, if you could just go around saying your name and what it is that you do.
I guess I should start.
Go for it.
Hi, everyone. I'm India Foster, aka India Monet. Graduated PV 2017 in the spring, and right now I am the digital producer for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
All right, I'll go second. Hey guys, I'm Lamaya Perlina. I graduated in 2019. I am currently in Illinois right now, Springfield, Illinois, and I am a new lifestyle show host and producer for our News Channel 20 Marketplace lifestyle show.
I'm Jordan Foster. No relation to Miss India Foster up there, but that's my dog. I'm currently a news reporter in San Antonio. Ken's in San Antonio. Graduated from PV in 2017. Started in Beaumont. Worked out there for 2 years, and then got an offer to this station here in San Antonio. So I've been here for about a year and a half, and in the industry as a whole or news journalism industry as a whole for about 3.5 years now.
All right.
We got one more person down there.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm supposed to introduce myself. Hi, I'm T. Hayes, new founder of Shock Jockey Films, where we do it for the love of the provocative. I graduated PV, 2021, you dig, and out here just been doing my thing in the film industry. I think that's supposed to be my intro. There you go.
Nice intro, T. Hayes. All right, so I just wanted to first go around, and this is probably a question. That's a very nice dog there, Levi. But I wanted to go around, and this is probably a question that you've all heard before. But what was one of the factors, or maybe what was the factor that made you want to go to Prairie View in the first place? This is for all of you.
I'll start with that question. So I'm originally from Minnesota, St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I lived in the inner city, but I was still a minority. And I knew nothing about Black colleges. I knew nothing about colleges in Texas until my junior year in high school, where I was able to go to a HBCU college tour. And I just really love the South. And that's really what got me. Honestly, it was the Waffle House. I know it sounds real shallow, but I love the Waffle House for some reason when I went on my tour. And I just realized that I wanted to broaden my horizon. And I just kind of said, why not go to Prairie View? Or why not just go to a school that I can get accepted to, let alone a Black school in the South? And so for me, it was a leap of faith just to try it. I really did not expect to stay. I just wanted to see if I could live on my own for at least a year. And I stayed and I graduated. So I really didn't have a lot of factors, just the fact that I wanted to go out of state and I wanted to experience the South.
All right.
For me, it's funny, and it's funny when I think back on it, but personally, when I was in high school, when I was a senior, man, you wouldn't have caught me dead at PV. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that was just being completely, oblivious to and ignorant to like what PV was and what PV looked like. I mean, you just hear all the, back then you heard the rumors, oh, PV, this is party, this, blah, blah, blah. My mom, same thing. And so, I don't know. For me, I was just gonna go to community college going into school because I wasn't sure where I wanted to go, and in the places that I wanted to go, I wasn't getting accepted. And then my homie at the time was just like, "Yo, I'm going to PV in a couple months," or I think it was about a month out. He was like, "I'm going to PV. you should come, like, just check it out. You know what I'm saying? I think they got a tour coming up this and this. You should just go. And so, long story short, I ended up missing the tour, but I found like a random Thursday or something that I had a second, and I told my mom, like, hey, let's just go check it out. If we like it, then cool, we'll think about some things. If not, then we'll just do something else. But we drove out, came there, woke up early, drove out, got here about 8 or 9 o'clock. Well, got on campus about 8 or 9 o'clock, and as soon as we got to the campus, I mean, we fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing the campus and how beautiful it was. And, you know, it was summer, so it was quiet, seeing everything. We went over to the freshman part. Everybody was so nice and welcoming and, you know, kind of showed us around. We were able to kind of get our own impromptu special kind of tour. And I don't know, we fell in love with it then. You know, we got a completely different idea of what PV was and what they had to offer. And ultimately, I was like, well, you know, I want to come here. You know, this is the environment I want to be in. Just the atmosphere of being on campus and the energy that was there just that summer. I was like, yeah, this is somewhere I want to be in the fall. So it was crazy. We drove down, and before we left that day, I had a room, I had a schedule. We basically had everything set up and ready to go. We had already put the down payment on everything. So that just, and then from there, it was up. You know, I came and then just completely fell in love with the university as a whole. So that's how it happened for me. It was kind of unplanned, but truly one of the best decisions of my life. So.
Oh, I guess I'll go. Yeah, I feel like when I was in high school, I knew I wanted to go to a black college, but I went to like a very white high school, and all of my friends were going to U of H, and I was like, oh, let me go to U of H. So, but when I went to go view U of H, I was like, I just wasn't sold on it. I was like, it's not giving what it's supposed to give. And then I went on YouTube and I saw PV. I think this is when that one, I don't know if y'all remember this, but when that white girl went viral on World Star doing the Big Sean shuffle, I had saw that, and and this is like this probably before your time, T. Hayes. I was like, dang, this looks live. So then I just started searching PV on YouTube, and I like literally stayed up all night when I watching all these like PV YouTube videos. And I was like, I'm going to PV, which is crazy because my daddy actually went to PV, but he got kicked out. So he was like, oh, you're not going to PV, you're not going there, you're not going there. And I was like, I'm going to PV. And then I went and I scheduled a tour, and he came with me, and he was like, oh, it's completely different. He liked it, I liked it. And I was just like, yeah, this is it. It just, when I got to campus, it just felt like home. So I was like, you know, this is it.
That's real cute. Well, I got into quite a bit of trouble in high school, and my grades weren't the best. I didn't really care about college. All right, I was gonna be a rap star, but shoot, yeah, I got into a lot of trouble. My grades weren't too good. You know, the white schools didn't want me, but the black schools did. Shout out to Prairie View. So I went to Prairie View. My uncle went here, my aunt went here, my other uncle went here, my other uncle went here, my dad went here. So I was like, you know what, let's do it.
All right. So during your time here at Prairie View, what were some of the classes that you specifically remember that help you get to where you are right now?
Oh my God, video production with TDV. Everything with Teresa Galvez is all of the classes that I can remember. And there was also a class called interest studies or new studies. I forget what it was called, but it was a hip hop class with Dr. Blackwell. Those classes with Dr. Blackwell and TDV, those classes really helped shape my interest in just media in general. It taught me how to use cameras. It taught me how to research. They taught me how everything that I use now in the field and in my job, those editing classes, non-linear editing classes, all of those classes are like the backbone of what I do now.
Yeah, I would say the same. That and maybe what I think Mr. Smith taught a news writing class at some point that kind of would, you know, is kind of tied into what I do now, and I use a lot of those techniques. But honestly, just with the curriculum that we had coming up, it wasn't really, unfortunately, they didn't give us a lot of option class wise to really explore and see what all communications had to offer. But for sure, I think introduction to video editing, whatever that was with Miss Williams at the time, all my editing classroom classes, and then some writing classes here or there are mostly kind of what I use day to day. You know what I'm saying? Especially all that audio and visual and going out and taking the camera and, making stories and creating different things, was essentially just what I use every day.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mr. Smith's news writing class for sure. I think he also taught a feature magazine writing class that I really enjoyed. And then Miss Williams' video class, and I would definitely say Intro to Mass Comm with Dr. Blackwell, because that was my second time taking it. Because at first it was a different lady there, she was crazy. Well, then I forgot what her name was, but she was crazy. And then Dr. Blackwell came and he taught Intro to Mass Comm, and I feel like he really like pushed us. Honestly, I feel like the staff more than anything taught me more than the classes. So yeah.
For me, it had to be Ms. Clomax, Professor Clomax. I think it's DVP1. Oh, basic. It was basic, right? I think that was the first class I ever got the chance to just get a camera in my hand and just make whatever I wanted. And now, look at me. I make films. I made a film, and now I make films. So it's like you see the connection? It was such a great experience making films in college, making student films. And so that's all I needed. All I needed was a camera and permission to do whatever I want. And now I'm successful.
All right. I'm gonna stay with you, T. Hayes, because one of the things that I wanted to ask you is just a little bit about your experience being a part of HBCU in LA, that program. How did that help you, get those? Because like you said that all you needed was a camera. Well, I'm guessing you had a lot of other tools with that program. So how did that, tell me a little bit about your experience with that.
Yeah, shout out to Mama Stacy and Papa Ted, the whole HBCU and LA team. Yeah, the life changes, man. They changed my life, man. I swear, anybody who gets into that program, man, don't take it for granted, man. You can end up like me. You can end up like some of the other people, other alumni from the HBCU in LA who are doing way bigger things than even me. And so that program is just the connections, the people, the network, the love. I can't stress enough the love they have. It's just crazy. It baffles me how much they actually care about taking, HBCU students and really throwing them into the entertainment industry. But they're not gonna do it, if you don't show your heart and your passion, you do good work and whatnot. But HBCU in LA definitely changed my life, opened a whole bunch of doors that, I'm super grateful for. I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own, obviously, even though I work hard, I owe a lot to the people who supported me, who said, I like this kid. I think he's going to go places and I want to help him. So shout out to HBCU in LA, life-changing program. Do it, apply. I think the application deadline already ended for this. No, it didn't.
I think it's December.
December? Yo,
I think so.
You better apply. You better show your stuff. And when you're in the program, you better show your stuff, all right? Not just for the cute little video, but when you're actually in the program, all right? That's how you do it.
All right. Great words from TAs there. I want to go next to you, India. So I wanted to ask, when did you start as a digital producer for the Ricky Smiley Show? And what are some of the tasks that you fulfill in that role?
Yeah, I started March 2020, like 2 weeks before COVID hit is when I started. And some of the tasks I do, I'm doing everything. I'm writing stories, I'm editing stories other people wrote. I'm doing interviews, I'm editing videos, I'm posting stuff I'm creating graphics, posting graphics on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, posting videos on Instagram, videos on YouTube, Instagram. So I do like literally every single thing. That's what I do. So in the morning when the show is on, pretty much like at 5 a.m. when the show is on, whatever they talk about on air, it's my job to make sure that it's like digitally on the website and, you know, on Instagram and on Twitter. So pretty much I'm just live tweeting and live like posting graphics, making the graphics, posting graphics on the social media, what they talk about. And then afterwards, pretty much just updating the website constantly throughout the day, posting whatever's going on, you know, in social media during the day.
All right. This next question is for you, Mr. Foster, and I think you touched a little bit upon this earlier, but PVMU-TV, that only started like after your time. You graduated in 2017, right? All right. So PVMU-TV, you know, started after your time. So I wanted to ask you, since you're a reporter in MJ, like you started off as an MJ, now you're a reporter. What were some of the how were you able to get experience with that, seeing as how there weren't exactly a lot of those opportunities here at Prairie View?
Well, first off, I do want to say that PVAMU-TV, we had it. We got PVAMU-TV just started. All right, it wasn't after my time. Okay, I'm not
Okay,
that old.
okay, yeah.
But you know, our class, me and India, and you know, the people who were, you know, just above us and right below us. We were the, and I don't mean this in a conceited way at all, but kind of the pioneers of what eventually evolved into what it is today. Because, you know, for us, I think we had just started the PVU radio, and we had just started getting a few shows on there, and that kind of was my introduction and jumpstart into communications in general, and realizing my passion within it. And so from there, then they started the TV station, and I had a little sports talk show over there. But ultimately, man, these days, with everything that we have, technology-wise and available at our fingertips with our phones, for instance, right? A lot of the stuff, even if we didn't have that access to it, or we didn't know to do it, or it was available at the time or at school, that wasn't an excuse. We couldn't use that as an excuse, right? Because when I was fortunate and blessed to get an internship at ABC 13, and you know, I'm sitting there, you know, first excited, cheesy, like, oh yeah, it's my first internship. I'm in the newsroom, and then come to find out, you know, the first week, just talking with the other interns, you know, I didn't realize how much more ahead everybody else was compared to where I was, and just how, you know, this was other people's second and third internships, and they had already started working on their reels. And so for me, that's when I just understood that, you know, whatever I get, I'm going to have to make it work. And so to answer your question, sorry, you know, I have to circle it back around, but to answer your question, we went and made it happen. You know, we went and did it. I had a phone. I think I've shot a few stories that are probably still on YouTube that I shot and edited everything on my phone. You know, I took my phone to, you know, Bun B came and talked for Spit Knowledge one year. I took my phone, I took some shots. I put a few people to the side, interviewed them, you know, put a story together, right? I wrote something on everything. I got a chance to talk to Bun B, you know, recorded it with my phone, and then did everything myself. I think it was a pro day that happened, you know, one year, and I took my phone out there again. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit more techie. I had, by then I was like, okay, I want better audio. So I had got like a cord, well, it wasn't cordless, but basically it's like a microphone that you plug into your phone. Took it out there, mic'd up one of my homies, talked to him about the experience, pulled the coach aside, talked to him, put a story together on Pro Day. You know what I'm saying? And so we essentially had to kind of make our own opportunities and kind of figure out, you know, how to make the best out of what we had. And so, but then it was also classes like our editing, you know, classes, our video classes that allowed us to be able to go and get a camera. And not only use a camera during class times, but being able to rent out a camera and saying, hey, you know, it's a Tuesday, I don't got class today, but I'm trying to go shoot something real quick for my own, you know, it's a movie or shoot a scene, whatever. Being able to rent that out and take it yourself and do it yourself. A lot of it, you know, is just having that self-determination and that will to want to do more and want to figure it out. And from there, just with the tools and technology, everything that we have available, again, you know, you can you can do a lot of what you want, what we're doing, and a lot of the stuff that we're using in our fields every day. You have that at your fingertips, and so I just went out and I figured it out. I'm a doer, so I think ultimately, to be in this industry, that you kind of have to have that mindset of, even if I don't have the tools, I'm not gonna let that stop me from getting what I got to get, because once I graduate, they're gonna look at everything I've done, they're gonna look at everything everybody else has done, and they're gonna choose whoever they feel is the best candidate. So they don't care if, oh, we didn't have this, or we didn't have this class, or we weren't taught that, because you're expected to know it at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that process of like getting equipment, because yeah, we have equipment cage. There's a lot of things that students can use here, and just honestly just going out and doing, because you honestly learn along the way as you go, and like you might not be successful, but those opportunities you just try again. Next question is for Lamaya. So whenever you were a senior, I was a freshman that just came in, 2018. That was when I came in, and I remember just seeing you everywhere. You were on, Panther News Network. I believe you're also on
honey. I was on the Round Table Talk.
Round Table Talk. Okay, my bad.
Yes.
Okay.
And I had my own show, The Breakthrough. Those are my shows.
Okay, I apologize. I remember seeing you. I thought I saw you on one of the things for Panther News Network for the thumbnail.
You're okay.
Correct. Yeah. So, but you're on the Breakthrough. You're on Round Table Talk, but you're constantly busy. So I wanted to ask, how much of that drive that you possess then, how much of that do you still possess to this day?
Oh my God. I have always been full of energy, and I've always been super motivated. And sometimes I do too much, according to my mom. But I think that it didn't start in school, or rather college. It happened a long time ago. When I was a kid. So I've always had that motivation. Before I was a lifestyle show host and producer, I was in morning news. And I didn't really like doing hard news. I wanted to do fun, lighthearted stories, interactive stories. I wanted to engage more on social media. And so I took it upon myself to create a whole different position at my previous station, just off of, being that motivated and going after what I wanted, and not really letting people tell me I couldn't do A or I couldn't do B because it's never been done before. I hate when people tell me no. And so I just go after it, and I still do. And being in the position that I am in today, I see it kind of as another stepping stone, but it's also something I have to build again from the ground up. And that motivation is there to just kind of solve the issues and figure out what's next, and building myself as a lifestyle host and building the show. So the motivation's still there. I don't know where it comes from. It never seems to simmer down. I hope I answered your question, but yeah, I still got it.
She still got it.
Still got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, you very much still have it. Yeah. So next question is for everyone. I know that TAs, you've just been out, just for graduated a year out, and I know the rest of you have graduated a little bit more out. But I just wanted to, see if y'all could remember or recall what was one of your fondest memories while being here at the Hill.
I'm wise, or
and it doesn't have to be Comm weights. It just any wise, it can be Comm related or not.
I'm gonna pick two.
All right.
Okay, so we were at KPVU-TV homecoming. It was homecoming, and we had just kind of started the shows and stuff. We were doing good, and us on the Round Table Talk thought it would be cool to have Yeti cups, or just cups on the stage. And we didn't have any alcohol in them, but it was homecoming week, so we thought a cool we chilling for homecoming was a good idea. And TDV fired us. We got a show in front of everybody. She let us do the show, right? And we had Nubs on there, Trey Nubs. We had just asked him to come on for the day. We thought it was just like cool. And she sat us down and said, Lamaya, you're fired. You cannot condone drinking alcohol on air. And we were like, it's not alcohol in there. But we had to like, okay, we were insinuating like we were turned up. We got rehired after about a week or so. But that hit so hard. Oh my God. I was like, I just got fired. So it was a learning lesson, and it taught me like you are not Lamaya anymore. You're Lamaya from the Round Table Talk. You're representing a brand, and that's really key because when you're working in news or in media, entertainment, it's not you anymore. Like you are representing a whole company, and you have to represent it well. And so that was it. And then I guess the first one will be another PV Comm, just starting the whole group or ending PV-TV, our first year doing it all together. It was a bunch of us, and we had like one big old show with everybody on there. And I just thought this is like a moment because we were recording them. They're still on YouTube, and kids after us are going to see this, and it's going to mean something. And so those are my two.
Oh yeah, it definitely meant something to me. Like, because when I was a freshman, I think everyone that's gonna before me and like still after me like still watches the videos just to like because I used to watch Panther Sports Zone just to see like how I myself wanted to be on the show one day just to see how that I would do it myself. And so I used to watch and I used to see, okay, that works, that's really nice, that's a great moment. And so yeah, the work that each and every one of you put in is definitely being utilized and being seen by new generations of students that are coming in. So that's always something that you keep in mind, that everything that you do is a stone that is being used by other students to come. So nothing is in vain. And I'm a testament to that because I used to see, oh man, Lamaya is doing this, that, and the other. She's like always doing everything. So yeah.
Stop it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Who's up next?
Can you say your question again?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
say. Yeah. What is your favorite memory of Prairie View while you're here at Prairie View, and it doesn't have to be Comm related?
Well, all my favorite memories are come homecoming week. I mean, personally.
All right, good answer.
Yeah. Homecoming week has always been top tier. But but for the sake of this panel, and I can't recall a moment, specifically that really just stands out. I mean, there's so many, but for me, a lot of my best experiences when I was at PV came when I had that opportunity when we were able to do the radio show, and we were producing at the time. I did sports. I wanted to do sports, so we were locked in on that, and just that experience of figuring it out. And then when we transformed and started doing everything on the TV show, and just getting that experience again of just going up there and figuring it out and doing and having that ability to be able to do that, and then just realizing the resources that PV had available. And again, it wasn't perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, and I know that, a lot of alumni, we talk a lot about the stuff that we didn't have, but at the same time, there was still at the time enough, and there were still tools and tricks and things that, we were able to make, a lot of use of and do, and things that, we were able to participate in that still, last with us to this day. And so, but just being able to participate in all of those different experiences, because, there were people in other schools and other places who didn't even get to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so through that process, again, just that creativity, it kind of helped define me and my path and what I wanted to do. And it just kind of made things more clearer for me.
You want to go T Hayes, or you got your memory?
I mean, no, you go, baby. You got it.
Okay. I was gonna say, I had a story like Lamaya. So I remember, of course, it's not my favorite memory, but like for the sake of the panel. I remember I did my first ever interview. It was Spit Knowledge, and I was interviewing MC Light. And I remember like it was one of those things where they were like, okay, like she got to go catch a flight, like you got to hurry up. Like it was the end of Spit Knowledge, and I was like, okay. So I did the interview. I was so nervous. I had all my questions. I did a really good job. And then like I swear, like I just like while interviewing her, I just remembered mid interview that I didn't turn the mic on. And so like I was just trying to keep my composure without crying. And then literally after everybody left out the Senate chambers, was it the student chamber, Senate chamber, whatever we was in, and then like everybody walked out the room, I literally just started busting out crying. And I like looked at the video and I was like, there's no sound. Like crazy. And I feel like that just taught me like, make sure you got all your stuff in order when when you about to do something, test it out, all of that. And then I would say second, just really building relationships within the comm department, because all the things that I've done, that I've accomplished, would it have been, I wouldn't have been able to do any of these things without people in PV It's a real tight community. I feel like we like gang for life, and I can always lean on somebody from PV like to vent, to find opportunities to help me, like, with anything. So that's probably my favorite memory, just building like real live connections. Now it's your turn.
Oh, man, it's too many, man. Shoot, one. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go soft on y'all. I'm gonna say Hurricane Harvey. That's when basically me and my best friend bonded. Hurricane Harvey. We weren't friends. I mean, we knew each other. He would come in my room. We watched Boondocks or whatever, and then for a little bit, and then he would leave. And then from then it's history. Then we buddies. We was buddies all through college. And so, and also either that or making the movies on campus. Making movies, that's just my happy place when I'm making my movies. All my films. If you watch all my past films, I got four. I did 4 films in college. So if you watch all of them, you'll see where on campus I was doing stuff. But yeah, I went soft on y'all real quick. Yeah, my friend. Yeah.
All right. Next question. Once again, this is for everyone. Whenever you left college, did you feel prepared, that you had enough experience to do whatever job or task that it was that you wanted to?
No. I'm always in my head though. So for me, even before I graduated, my experience was different from a lot of people. I was freaking out. I was getting callbacks, but like not getting the job and stuff. And I thought it was because, I didn't get an internship until 2018. And I changed my major 3 times. So I was really, really behind on internships, experience, all of that. But my 2 internships that I did have, they were pretty good internships. I was like an intern for an entertainment station, and then I was an intern for a news station. And still, I felt like I was not ready. I did not have a job. I was waitressing. I was broke. I was scared. Okay, and what I learned is, regardless of the experience you have, you still got to go out and get it. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. 1 internship, 2 internships, 10 internships, it doesn't matter. You still just got to keep pushing and believing that you will get what you want in the end. So, yeah.
Nice.
I feel like I was prepared. I feel like I did. I think while I was at PV, one thing I like pride myself on is like I tried different internships. So I had a radio internship, I had a news internship. So I kind of like tried to like do it all. Then I worked with the newspaper. So I really was just always interested in everything. So I just tried to do everything. So when I went out to find a job, I know I wanted to work in radio, but I felt like I was just so fascinated with everything. I was down to do anything. So I feel like I was prepared. I feel like I was so confident in myself that like when you get out of school, you don't get a job right away. People not hiring you. They don't believe in your skills. They're like, oh, you fresh out of like school. What do you know how to do? And I was just like, I know how to do everything. And I feel like once I got in the building of like my first couple of jobs, I was like, yeah, like I was nervous. I was scared. I felt like I wasn't prepared. But I'm like, honestly, when you just put your little confident cape on, you could do it. Like, it's not that. I feel like you're prepared. Well, I was prepared, so.
You did it, girl.
Oh, okay. I was gonna go last since I felt like I was talking first the last couple times, but I'll go. I would say it's kind of half and half, yes and no. For sure, I think I was prepared coming out of college. So coming out, I always say there are two type of people, and I feel like both situations are stressful, but it just depends on which side of the fence you are. Which side of the fence you are depends on the type of stress depends on what side of the fence that you're on. So I say you either graduate and you have a job, or you have multiple offers to jobs and you're stressed because you're like, I don't know which one to take and where to go and which one is my perfect position and opportunity, because I don't want to make the wrong decision. And then, or you're on the other side where, you are about to graduate and you don't have a job and you're stressed because you're like, oh, okay, I don't have a job. I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know if I know what I'm doing. I think for me personally, if it wasn't for my prior internships that I was able to do before I graduated, I wouldn't have been prepared. But being able to do, multiple news, internships, and like India, I was able to do a radio internships, and I was able to also do a marketing internship. So I was able to do so many different variety of things that, and then while I was doing those internships, just because doing them, just going and getting accepted is, that's just half the battle. You got to get in and you actually got to take initiative and want to get in and learn and ask questions and meet people and network while you're there. And honestly, a lot of those relationships that you build are going to last with you for a long time. But ultimately, because of that and that access to that knowledge, I was pretty prepared, and I was blessed to have an offer coming out of school. So I didn't too much have to stress about that. Now, life is a little bit different. I was prepared for sure for work, career wise, but man, I will be a walking testament in saying that I wasn't fully prepared for what life itself brought, and exactly what it means to be an adult, in the real world. I think, and I'm not sure if everybody else on the panel could contest to that, but that was one thing that was more of a wake up call to me, just living day to day, you know what I'm saying? And understanding that, figuring out what you're going to eat tonight, you know what I'm saying? And tomorrow, and, trying to, knowing you got rent coming up and all that stuff, and you looking at your bank account like, Jesus, I hope this check hit before this, before the third, and so career wise, yes, I was prepared coming out thanks to my internships. Life wise, nah, I for sure wasn't prepared, and I probably still I probably still am not prepared. But every day you figure it out. If you're blessed to wake up the next morning, that's another day that you have to make it happen and understand it and make your situation, whatever your situation may be, a better situation for the future. So.
All right, T. Hayes, I'm prepared to hear your answer to this question.
Say your question one more time, please.
So, did you feel as if you were prepared for life after college? I believe that was the question, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Was I prepared for life after college? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. With all the opportunities that you had within Prairie View, all the classes that you took, did you feel as if you're prepared, to enter the workforce, enter, your career after being at Prairie View?
I want to say yeah and no. I can't say that. That'd be so, what does that give? That's not decisive, T. Hayes. That helps nobody to say yeah and no. So I'm gonna say yes from me. I feel like I was pretty prepared, only because I don't know, I like chaos, I like danger, I like uncertainty, I like challenge, I like all that. So I'm already mentally prepared for that, like 24/7. Life after college. You're gonna have to mute your mic one more, man. I hear all this people laughing and stuff. But I think I was already mentally prepared. I think that's what it was. I was mentally prepared. I was like, I know what it's gonna be, and I know what I gotta be to defeat the chaos. And then I slayed my dragons, and then I did it, right. But I would say I would give some advice to the youth would be to, if you know you want to be something, look at the steps that come before it. So let's say I want to be a movie director. Well, you're not going to go out of college and be a movie director. There's levels to it. There's ADs, there's production coordinators, there's APOCs, there's PAs, there's seconds, there's all kinds of stuff. And so out of college, you have to look at what you have and what you can put on your resume. So out of college, if you want to go into entertainment, I would recommend like assistant, or even honestly, don't sleep on receptionists either. Don't sleep on receptionists, assistant, receptionist, PA, that type of stuff. You want to tailor what you learn in college, your experiences, what you do in the organizations to get that position, to get that entry level position. Don't think so dang high, because there's plenty of other people way more qualified than you, and you over here trying to get this job that you're not qualified for, but you're so confident, right? All right, so let's see where that confidence gets you, right? So find your entry level position. Look at the job description. If you look at the job description, you will see what you need to learn in college so you can excel at that entry level job. Because once you're good. But the hardest part is honestly getting in and then showing your stuff or whatnot. So that's what I would recommend is finding what to put on your resume. Be like, man, I need this kid. And so, because you don't want to lie. You don't want to be like, yeah, I'm qualified for this, but you're not qualified. You make yourself look dumb. And they feel dumb for hiring you. Everybody just looks dumb. It's your fault. So don't be stupid. Your mic's muted.
Sorry, my apologies. I knew I was going to get a good answer from you. Yeah, that's definitely where you want to see the steps that you have to take before, which is definitely something that all of us as students want to make sure that we're doing right now, so that whenever we go out of college, that is less of a question mark and more of a certainty. Want to go
And
to
two,
Mhm.
can I piggyback off of that too? And I would
Oh
also
yeah.
say, I would just also say for those of you who feel like you aren't prepared, reach out to people, figure out what it is you want to do, and reach out to these people who are in these positions, who are doing the things that you want to do, and ask them, right? What is like the panel is, right? What do your day-to-day activities look like? What are some things that I need to be thinking and doing now to get me prepared to be doing what you do in a year, in a year and a half, in 6 months, right? How can I be working today to get to where you are in 6 months? And I think that's the one hidden gem that a lot of people don't do, is reaching out, and not only reaching out, but following up too, because at the same time, you have to understand, we all have lives as well. And just because we may not respond to a message, or we may forget to respond and maybe open it, and we may have seen it and had a mind to respond. We may have even typed the message, and then, my dog started acting crazy, and I swiped off to start getting him together, and then was like, oh crap, I forgot to send in my web story for work, and then get on there and start, right? So you never, don't take things so personally when you don't get a response, but reach out to multiple people. If you get a response, perfect. If not, then, keep it pushing. I think, where a lot of college students, you all have the advantage because you all are still in school, which means, I'm not going to say, and for lack of a better term, you aren't a threat, right? Because you're in school, you're trying to learn. So people aren't going to be so, quick to say, no, I'm not going to help you, right? As long as you're genuine, as long as you reach out and say, hey, look, I just need a little moment of your time, man. I just have a few questions that would help me, know how I can be better prepared. And if you don't get a response, give it a week. Just send another email. Hey, I never got a response. I know we're probably busy. We both live in our worlds. Just if you got a second this week, let me know what your schedule is looking like. And I'll end with saying this. It was at one point I was in transition, and I was looking for a job, and I had been networking, speaking with this news director in a market that I had wanted to go in for a long time. And had been talking with her, reaching out, hey, every now and again, hey, here's a couple more stories that I did last week. Let me know what you think. Even though I knew the stories were good, I just wanted to put it in her face so she could be like, oh, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? And my contract was coming to an end, and you know, she told me to let her know around what time. I called up there, or I sent her an email, was like, hey, you know, it's time, you know, blah blah blah. I just, you know, I may be signing somewhere else. Let me know, you know, what things were looking like out there. And I never got back. I never heard back from her in the email. And then ultimately I ended up accepting the other opportunity, and it ended up working out. And it's, you know, it's been good ever since. And that's one thing I will say: don't ever, every decision that you make for yourself that you feel like is in the best interest of yourself is a good decision. But I went ahead and you know, went where I went and went where I went to. And then the day before I announced, she called me like, hey, what's going on? Just seeing where you are. You know, we're ready to bring you out and, you know, make, you know, former steps. And I had to be like, oh, like I just signed this other offer letter, you know, blah, 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 like this and this. And she was like, you know, and the first thing she said, well, why didn't you call me? And I was like, I sent you an email. And she was like, I got right now in my email, you know, 2,365 emails. You sent one email and you expected, right? You expected to, you didn't hear back and you just gave up. And then, you know, and right, I was news background, journalism background. She was saying, look, you know, one thing, it was a learning experience for me because, you know, afterwards she, you know, she was cool about it, you know, but next time she said, you know, never miss an opportunity because you didn't call. At the end of the day, you know, we're journalists, we're news reporters. We have to make those tough calls. You know, we have to, you know, unfortunately, you know, muster up the courage and, you know, the energy to be able, and confidence to be able to reach out to that mom who may have lost a son, a family member, that son who may have lost a parent, you know, that aunt who may have lost a nephew. We have to be able to communicate that way. We have to be able to call the mayor when something is looking shady and being like, yo, what's going on, right? If you can't pick up the call, if you can't pick up the phone to call about an opportunity that could be life-changing for you, how do we know you're going to pick up the phone to call, you know, to pick up the phone to make that extra call to break the story, right? And once I realized that and was like, wait a minute, that makes so much sense. Like, why would I limit myself? Why wouldn't I go after that opportunity, right? It just makes sense to always remember to put yourself first and to always make the call and reaching out. Don't feel like you're bothering somebody. Now, you can bother somebody if you're hitting them up a few times a day, every other day, but you can be respectful and you can be assertive, but still get a response and still get that help that you're looking for. Sorry that was so long, but I just felt that was important to say because that was, you know, that was one of the a life defining moment that I will forever take with me. So.
No, that was very important. I mean, this is an opportunity for everyone who's watching, just to, you know, gain from what everyone that's come before them to see what are the best steps, what they can learn from each and every single one of you. So now is the time that anyone who has questions, they can already put it into the chat. People have already been doing that so far. So I'll start with the first question that I have here, and anyone can answer this, but Joshua Crawford wanted to know, what do you think is the best way to maximize your time in the comm department, considering we don't have the most intense or translatable curriculum to the workforce?
You go, Lamar.
Sorry, I used to be in the computer lab from about 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. working on stuff. I was like shooting Q&As with Larry Allen. He had came out with like short films, and so I was like filming with them, going to edit by myself. So just utilizing everything until you literally cannot keep your eyes open is what I did my last couple of years. Utilizing the equipment, making plans on new content, whether it's a show, whether it's something on Instagram, whether it's writing, just doing it. There is no limit to the time. It's all up to you, but make a plan first so you're not just everywhere, but you just do it. There is no time like, oh, it's 6 o'clock, let me get up. No, do it until you can't do it anymore. It will be my advice.
I don't know about doing it until you can't do it.
Well, I'm just saying.
I was never, personally, and I'll be honest, I was never that person to overachieve. But ultimately, you know, I guess in starting, I would say it starts with you. You know, it starts with you and what you're wanting out of it and what you're wanting to do. You need to figure out what you want to do, and then like Lamai said, the next step, just do it. You know, you can't rely on, you know, or just say, okay, we have this and this is available and this is what we don't have, and use what we don't have, what you don't have, as an excuse to not get it at the end of the day. You know, a lot of us, like I said, we've been pioneers of just, you know, getting a phone and going and creating it. I wanted to do news, so I went and did news stories, and I tried and I attempted to write news stories, even though they were horrible. And I gave them to my mentors, and they ripped the scripts up in my face and gave me critiques. You know what I'm saying? And gave me an idea of, okay, this is what you need to do better, and this is how you need to, you know, do it. And that then gave me the experience, right? Gave me the knowledge to say, okay, now I know how to do it a little bit better. Let me do it again, right? Your experience is what you make it. You know, it really is what you make it. Nowadays, with the internet and social media and TikTok, I mean, there are so many different avenues and ways and resources. YouTube University, like there's so many different platforms and areas you can go and get the information you're seeking and you're wanting, right? If you're saying, oh, well, I want a special creative editing class, but we don't have that offered at PV. Well, go look at some stuff online, and then after class, pull TDV to the side and say, hey, you know, Professor Dalves, this is what, you know, I saw online. I don't really know how to do this. Can you help me figure this out, right? How would you do this? Do you know, or somebody in the comm department who knows how to do this type of stuff? And you'll never know what, just asking and, you know, looking for those resources, because even though it may not be a class, there may be 5 people in the department who already know how to do that. And you can sit down with them an hour, you know what I'm saying, and learn how, you know, some new tips and tricks and things to help yourself. So ultimately, it's up to you. If you want the knowledge, you got to go and get it and find it, and not only get the knowledge, but then act on it and create and then use it. Because once you do it and fail or succeed, you're one step closer to then, you know what I'm saying, getting better, and you're doing better, and you're learning how not to do it and how to do things at that point. So that's what I would say. You know, look at what you have and just figure it out, and take it to the next level and say, okay, I know how to edit on a basic level. Let me look up some more creative stuff that I can start doing and incorporating.
And I want to piggyback off that. Don't be afraid to fail, or don't expect not to fail, because you will. And also, it's okay to change your mind. If interviewing, being in front of the camera just doesn't really sit well with you anymore, and you want to do more of the post-production, it's okay. These years are for you to explore and expand who you are and learn what you are good at, what your passion is, and what you want to do moving forward.
And even if you don't want to do it, do it. Like,
do it.
Just do it. Just do it and see. You never know. You know, you may not want to be a host, but like, try hosting and see if you like interviewing. You know what I'm saying? You may think you want to be behind the seat, or you think you may want to be in front of the camera. Get behind the camera though, so you at least understand that responsibility, what that job title is, and even, you know, you may learn something about yourself in the process and say, okay, well, actually, I like being behind the camera and in control of the entire show versus being the talent, you know, and having a segment, right? I'd rather be over the entire thing than a portion of it, or whatever, you know, the case may be. But the more you do, especially now when you're in school and you have the ability, like, that's what school is all about, bro. Like, just do everything, you know, try it at least once. And then by the end of your college, you know, your college time, you'll have a list of, okay, I know for sure this is everything that I like. This is everything that I don't like. Now let me take all my likes, and what does that position look like, you know, in the real world? And even if that isn't a position, you know, ask yourself then next, how can I create this position? What does this position even look like? Because it's not technically a thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't let something not being thought of or out there already stop you from wanting to do it if it's your passion.
I was going to say, I don't know if y'all seen Players Club, but I live by the quote, you got to use what you got to get what you want. Hey,
that's right.
So, like, I think one thing that I tried to do, like, maximizing my time was, like, whatever I saw, like, whatever I seen, like, whether it was social media or in the industry or people I looked up to that I felt were, like, unattainable to reach, like, I just tried to create that on my own. So, just like Jordan been saying, like, you got to really go out there and, like, create what you want to create. It's all up to you. And another thing that I feel like people take for granted is really bonding with those professors and that staff that's on campus. Because I don't know if y'all know Ms. Johnson, who works in marketing, Ms. Candace Johnson. She works in marketing for the university, but like I still keep in contact with her. I just went out to dinner with her like 2 weeks ago. Like I still keep in contact. Like I was supposed to come up to PV last weekend, but somebody told me the wrong date, so I came up a week before. And it pissed me off. But but I literally texted Dr. Blackwell. First of all, I was like, "Oh my God, you got an iPhone?" So I sent him a long voice note, like, "Dr. Blackwell, I am so mad right now. Like I still talk to those professors like I'm still on campus because I still got I would say I still got student loans. Y'all still belong to me." And whenever I'm tired and I need another job, I'll be like, "Hey, like I'm still subscribed to Dr. Blackwell's when he was sending them emails." Like keep close with those people because they're the real plugs. They the ones that have the resources, the network, the older, they've been around, like they always have opportunities. So maximize, talk to those professors, tell them what you want, vocalize it. Say, I want to do this, I want to try this. Like you're not gonna, get these opportunities by like not connecting with people. So maximize that staff.
I'm sorry. All right. So going into this next
wait, I
question.
didn't answer. Hold on.
Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah. You can answer. Yeah.
I'm gonna answer it from a different angle because everybody's spitting facts, right? Ain't no cap right now. Time is a man's most valuable resource, right? Time waits for no man. Time keeps ticking, and it only gets faster as you get older. I'll be waking up, I'll be like, damn, it's next week already? Right. Sometimes I'll be waking up, and I have pains in my back. I'm like, man, I'm getting old, right? I'm only 22, I'm getting old. Time is the most valuable resource. And your prime years are so crucial. Don't waste your prime years from, let's say, from 18 to 5, let's just say 25, right? That's where you have you're the most creative, you have the most energy, you're the strongest, you're the sharpest, you're everything, right? Your prime years. Don't waste those prime years. Spend your most valuable resource, which is time, on what you value the most. So I value films and blah, blah, blah the most. So that's what I spend most of my time on. It's that precisely because I won't have this much energy, this much strength, this much creativity, this much drive to do it. And if you waste your prime years, you're gonna have a hell of a midlife crisis. Okay, don't waste your prime years. This time that you have, spend it wisely and spend it good. Please, I beg you.
Okay, wisdom.
On God. On God, for real. I think
you're muted, bro.
This boy is muted.
I'm so sorry. Okay, now I can speak. So this next comment comes from Divine Voice Media. Hi, this is Sonny Ellis, VP of PV and ABJ chapter. T. Hayes, you have a great speaking voice. Do you do voiceover work as well? Also, what type of films do you produce?
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. I'm glad you like my voice. I kind of like my voice too. It's kind of cool. It's kind of deep. It's kind of unique, So no, I don't do voiceover work. Even though it's a crazy story. When I was interning this past summer at Circle of the Fusion, which is a management production company. You got to mute your mic, Wobo. They tripping again. When I was interning for them, they had this panel where the managers, some of the talent managers talent managers were on, and it was my turn to talk. And as soon as I started talking, everybody was like, what is going on, right? So they stopped me because they were going on about how much they love my voice and whatnot, and how much they love my presence and whatnot, and they were like, "Yo, we want to hook you up with some voice with our talent team or whatever." But my passion was in writing and directing and things like that. I didn't want to go down that path, but they love the voice, and it made me more confident. Also, being authentic, man, being authentic and that's very valuable, and your personality is very valuable in the entertainment industry. I'll tell you that for sure. Personality matters a whole lot. Entertainment is nothing like engineering or anything like that, where I have to sit up straight and I have to talk proper English like a robot or whatever, right? People have to like you in the entertainment industry. Like, ask anybody. Mm-hmm. Type of films, man. I make comedies, man. I'm kind of funny. I do some stand up in college. I got canceled like 4 times throughout my collegiate career. You can't cancel me. I'm uncancelable, right? So comedy for sure. I'm pretty brave in my comedy, man. I don't care. I just do it, right? And then I remember one time I tried to make a dramatic film. I don't like that film because I was like, I'm gonna make a serious film. I'm a serious filmmaker. I'm gonna make a serious film. Okay, I love this film stuff, you know. And I made it. I was like, this ain't. I mean, it's me. It's parts of me. It's not the whole me. And then I made the Laugh Doctor. And then hey, the rest is said and so. And yeah, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate me. I appreciate you.
All right. Think we're going to just go with one more question, seeing at how it is at the hour mark. So it comes from Sincere Journey. This is everyone. Did you always want to be what you are today? Was it ever a time you changed your major?
I changed my major 3 times. I came to school thinking I was going to be a psychologist. So I was a psychology major, and I realized I didn't want to do that. I don't remember why, but I remember it wasn't what I wanted. And so I changed to social work. I love people, and I loved helping people deal with their issues and all those things. But taking the ethics class for social work, I realized I'm very emotional. And I'm very like, if you don't do what I say, you relapse, you mess up, I'm gonna be so upset. And so at the time, I didn't think that I would be able to separate my personal from professional in that way. And so, you know, actually I was working at Denny's, and I was telling people I was a social work major, and they were like, why? Why don't you want to be on TV? You need to be on TV. Da, 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 da. And I remember literally sitting my junior year, sitting between Hilliard Hall, is it Hilliard and Hobart? Yeah, the 2 buildings. I'm like, what do you want to do with your life? And I walked to the communication building, and ever since then, my life has changed. So I thought I was going to be like sitting in an office with a pen and paper, and now I'm on TV. So, yeah.
I never changed my major. I knew I wanted to do this. So I'm actually in my dream job. I feel like when I was at PV, this is exactly what I wanted to do, and I'm doing it. But I'm gonna say, don't think that you'll change, because I feel like I want to do something else now. And I'm learning that that's a whole nother thing. And like you said, we at the hour mark. But yeah, I'm happy where I am, and this is my dream job. So yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to add anything before we close out?
Yeah, I'll add some stuff. Well, I guess I'll answer the question real quick. I will say that this isn't what I wanted to do, or this isn't what I thought I would be doing when I first graduated, or even when I first got to school. When I first got to school, I was a business major and marketing major, and then from there I changed to human performance, and then found the communications department and changed to Comm. And even when I first got into communications, I thought I was gonna be the next Stephen A. And doing sports. So I say that to say that a lot of you may be fortunate to be in a situation like India where you kind of already have an idea of what you're wanting to do, but in a lot of cases, to be honest, you don't, and you really don't. And or even if you think you have an idea, once you get in it and you're doing it in real life, every day, you may realize how quickly your love for it may fade away. So I say that to say that in a lot of cases, you will change, whether it be change majors, whether it be change career paths, as far as sticking with communications but going a different route. When I made the transition to news, I've been doing the news the last 3.5 years, and now again I'm in the process of wanting to do more and expand. And I think I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good when you don't end up where you're wanting to be, because you end up where you're supposed to be. And ultimately, once you get to where you're supposed to be, you want to then get to whatever is next after that, right? So I think, you know, what you like India, right? I think what you want to do and what you should be doing, you should always, you know, it should always change at some point, especially when you attain it, because you should always want to, you know, continue one upping, right, the last level. And then if I could leave you all with anything, man, final note wise, I would just say, you know, and this is something that I'm learning, that a lot of people who I'm 27, there are a lot of people who are older than me at this point and still are learning this or don't even understand the value of it. But networking, whether it be networking and making friends amongst your peers, right? People who may already be doing short films and maybe doing comedies and maybe doing, you know, news stories, you know, these are a lot of people that you may end up working with or may end up collabing with, you know, in the future. And then again, your professors, right? Using them, but also using the people and the alumni that come back, right? Earlier, and I forget, I'm sorry, I forget my man's name, the other guy on the panel. Remind me your name one more time, bro, because I want to remember.
T. Hayes.
T. Hayes. I want to call you T. Hope for some reason. I know it's T. Hope, so that's why I didn't want to butcher it. But like my man T. Hayes said earlier, he was talking about his internship and even just me hearing him describe it, you know, how you know important it was for him in his career and development, right? For those of you who may be looking for an internship, may need something, man, hit T. Hayes up after this. Hey, I was on the panel. You know, how do I apply for this internship? He may know people who can get you into that spot. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who he knows. And if he is, you know, an advocate of this, you know, position of this internship, he is probably somebody that you should reach out to after we get off of this line, right? And you know, go into our everyday lives, right? So just accessing the resources that you have in front of you. If you know that, you know, you want to get into more digital stuff, if you know you want to do, you know, you want to get into 979 the beat, you know what I'm saying, hit up India. You know, you have somebody in there who can either give you guidance or point you in the right direction. If you know you want to go news or you think you want to go news, hit me up. You know, I'm always shocked. And granted, I'm not always the most responsive person, but I do try to get back to everybody, and I do ultimately get back to everybody. But, you know, if you want to know news, hit somebody in news up, hit me up, right? And do that. But networking, man, I'm trying to tell you how I couldn't tell you, and I'm not going to tell y'all what my GPA is because I'm going to write a book on it, and it's going to be crazy because I already got it ready. But my GPA wasn't the best. But the only reason, you know, that didn't matter. I didn't let my GPA define me because I did, like everybody else, we messed up their freshman year, but then decided I wanted better for me. And so what I started doing was saying, okay, I'm not going to get in based off of my academics. So let me meet people who are already in these positions, who I already know, who can then vouch for me and my work ethic and, you know, my drive, who can then put me in these positions. So reach out, man. Reach out to people when they come and follow up. And even if it's not something you want to do or whatever, just, hey, yo, thank you for stopping by and coming and talking. Maybe, you know, in the future, if we collab next time you're in Houston, maybe we can grab coffee or lunch. Like, you never know what could even come from that. You know what I'm saying? So network. Introduce yourself to people and meet as many people as you can, genuinely, and just try to get to know them and understand them and themselves and their careers and their paths. And you just never know where that could take you career wise, because this industry is small, and you'll be surprised how many people know people in the industry, whether it be, you know, in front of the camera, behind the camera, whether it be news, whether it be featured. Like, this industry is small, especially you know, in this, being Black in this industry. And then two, my last thing, I promise, I really, and I just want to speak to NABJ in general, man, because this is something I didn't get to experience, but I feel like will be so great for a lot of you all who are still students, man. If y'all can really try to make the next NABJ conference. When I tell you, I knew what NABJ was, or I knew what the purpose was. And, you know, of course, with our chapter at PV at the time I was there, I'm not gonna say our chapter wasn't the best. I could have been a lot better with wanting to participate and being more involved. But not, it's because I didn't understand exactly what it was. And when I went to my first conference and saw all the other school chapters, all the other just people, journalists in general, I mean, that experience, I think, will be life-changing, and just, it will be so eye-opening for a lot of people, a lot of journalists, to really understanding what this industry is like. And if y'all can make it as a group, man, I know that could be that would be something that would be so beneficial for a lot of people to see firsthand and being able to participate in. So I don't know where the next one is. I know this last one was supposed to be in Houston, but COVID, I think next year maybe in like Vegas or something. But if y'all can make it out, man, and they have so many different scholarships that you can apply for if you don't have the money, whatever. I mean, PV, we got the funds. Y'all got the funds. Go find the funds to take these kids to NABJ, because what I tell you, man, that just being able to be in that room with people and seeing the Black success, you know, people who are anchors and all of that stuff up close and personal is an experience like no other.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that that was a great answer, Jordan. Unless anyone has I see T Hayes, you've changed your name to T Hope, of course.
It was cute. I liked it. It was cute, so I changed it.
All right, I think that's a very good point to end on. But I just want to thank each and every single one of you for coming on out and giving everyone a little bit better idea and understanding of, you know, what it is that they might see after they leave college, and just by giving your experience. And you know, and I feel as if I think, because I think that all of us are within the PV community group chat. So if anyone's still on or is watching this, just make sure to, you know, hit them up, and I'm sure that all of y'all would be able to, you know, respond to anyone if they wanted to reach out to you to see if you have any opportunity or just want to talk in general and get more behind the scenes. So yeah, once again, thank you all so very much, and yeah, see you guys.
Thank you for having us and believing in us and seeing us. That really means a lot.
Yes.
And it touches my heart, because it means that we're doing something right. And I hope to see you guys on the other side soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if we do get to do this again another time, Jordan, I'm gonna ask you about the Popeye story. It's on your pin tweet, it's on Twitter, but that we don't have time for that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I got a lot of stories, but no, we can get into all that later, man. But I will end by saying, y'all, this whole conversation, this panel discussion, don't mean nothing if you don't take something from it, or if you don't hit none of us up. If not, it's just information that came and went, bro. So ultimately, it's up to everybody else what happens next, man.
All right.
Shout out to Romo. One more to go.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you guys so very much.
Oh, look at that dog.
Say bye, Ace.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.